way. Let's start with the news and then go to the book. I mentioned this contrast. Smart people who seem shocked after this much time. What do you think of that, and how does that affect the sort of market reaction?
I don't know. You know, with Trump, it's like being governed by an id. I mean, his biographers always said he would get distilled to his essence, and I think he's at his essence. And
how do you view his essence, politically and in these policy choices?
Yeah, he's the mad king, the high chair king. Well, you can't say he can't multitask, because right now he was wrecking the economy. He has wrecked our relationship with our allies. He has wrecked our standing in the world. He has wrecked the Kennedy Center. He has wrecked the Oval Office. It looks like Caesar's Palace now. But today, he issued an executive order making sure that the water pressure in showers was right. So the guy can do many things at once.
What does it tell us about us?
Well, you know, Americans have always been susceptible to con men, certainly. And, you know, it was funny because today was the day when it's like that scene in movies and literature where the con man, you realize the con man really doesn't have the product, you know, you're conned. And that's when the market freaked out. And the market is one of the few things he cares about. So he had to backtrack.
Yeah, and you see it in the teams he's put together, and you're around this as a longtime New York Times columnist, and you are the type of columnist who actually interviews people, talks to people, and there's different ways to do it. And we do this interview show. I've had a lot of Trump figures on. I still do. I had his former DHS chief last week, and the invites are open to the White House. And there is something really striking about what he gets out of people, even with all of this done in public. And Navarro, who literally went to prison on a Trump-fueled agenda or crusade, is now rewarded with a White House position, but then very unrewarded by becoming the sort of fall guy for all of this, with Elon Musk, if ever there were a more powerful workplace vendetta, just dragging him online and the personal insults. And then here's how the White House tried to explain it. Take a look.
Look, these are obviously two individuals who have very different views on trade and on tariffs. Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue.
It was entertaining to see the MAGA coalition of billionaires begin to fracture and go after each other. And Elon called Navarro dumb as a bag of bricks, and then he apologized to bricks.
He apologized to bricks, that's correct.
So, and then Ken Langone freaked out, and Bill Ackman freaked out. But, you know, as you say, didn't they see it coming? I mean, Trump's position on tariff, that's one of the few positions he has had his whole career. So, you know, but with con men, it's a yearning in you for something. So they have their reasons. They're all transactional, and they chose him.
Yeah, you say reasons. We are told, if you go to study political science or you go to law school, we're told a lot about rules and policy and this sort of narrative about how Washington works. You are a chronicler of this, among other things. Tell me about your book and these figures. It seems that you're trying to peel past that and find what you just referenced, psychology, the other, what some call sinful motivations. That is, it's not the other story that we're so often told. Yeah,
well, I am drawn to larger-than-life Shakespearean figures, although Trump is kind of more P.T. Barnum than Shakespearean. But, and for my whole career, I have covered politics, but also culture. And so Washington and Hollywood always struck me as kind of mirror cities because they're about, you know, people who are able to ensorcel and winning and losing, and one is box office and one is approval ratings. And then I added in Silicon Valley in the last few years, and that's the same. they have these larger-than-life figures who are controlling all our communications and, to a certain extent, our emotions, Silicon Valley guys. And so they are so important, and then they are obsessed with clicks. So, the three areas are reflecting off of each other.
And in Silicon Valley, they have been trying to sell, I don't think it's working lately, but for many years, sell the idea that it's not really money that they're interested in. It's rewiring and disrupting the world as we know it for what is presumably a better, more connected place. And you were skeptical of that early on. This is from a piece in the book about Musk back years ago and he has done, and I've said on air, he's done plenty of interesting things and created capital. But you say some in the Valley argue Musk is interested less in saving the world, was something he talked a lot about, than buffing his brand. They gripe his epic good versus evil storyline is about luring talent at discount rates, incubating his own AI software for his cars and rockets.
Well, when I interviewed Elon Musk the first time in 2017, he didn't like Trump. Although I do another interview with Peter Thiel where he predicts they will get together because they're grandmaster salesmen and larger-than-life figures. But when I interviewed the Silicon Valley guys in 2017, they were not paying attention to Washington at all because they were busy creating a new species. I mean, they are creating AI, which will very soon, begin. It's in its teenage years, but very soon it will become adult. And then that was what I interviewed Elon about, because he called it summoning the demon. And he thought we should have a kill switch. And he formed OpenAI with Sam Altman to make sure humanity had advocates and that's why he wanted to go to Mars. But then someone explained to him that AI could follow him to Mars, so we couldn't really get away from killer AI.
When you look at a book like this, is there anything you look back on differently? Because you're going through this process of your own work and our nation's history.
No, I was worried that maybe some of my older pieces about Al Pacino and Paul Newman, since they themselves have had, memoirs, or Paul Newman, they put together his diaries, that maybe they wouldn't capture as much as I would like. But when I read them now, I'm really proud of them because they captured those guys at their height. And, that's what I'm interested in politics and culture. When someone has a lot of power because of their talent or because they're elected, or in Silicon Valley, what do they do with that power? Do they use it for good or evil, or do they become their own worst enemy, as Trump did this week?
And didn't Al Pacino say, first you get the tariffs, then you get the power?
Yeah, and he also said
like that.
The Notorious. I love Biggie, too. But
you like Biggie?
yeah, I have a Biggie T-shirt. I should have worn it.
You could have worn it. Well, maybe that's why the book title was at the top of the mind.
Yeah, but Al Pacino said, when he became notorious with The Godfather, all the seductions came of women and liquor and tranquilizers, and that's when it went into chaos.
Yeah, you need limits. Your first time on the beat. I hope it's not your last. Congratulations on the book.
All right, I'll wear the Biggie T-shirt next time.
Yeah, next time. It's a deal. Maureen Dowd, our special guest. Again, the book is Notorious, out now.